Hello friends. In this video, I intend to demonstrate the step-by-step process of building a hunting knife blade. I'll start with a blank that already has the cut profile. This process is applicable to both forged blades and stock removal blades. First, we trace the transition from the ricasso to the blade, preventing the sandpaper from exceeding this limit during the grinding. Next, we mark the center of the blade to serve as a reference for grinding the edge. We also trace the center of the edge and the back of the blade to guide the distal taper on the blade. With the reference lines established, we use a guide to limit the grinding of the blade, avoiding exceeding the ricasso line. The guide is fixed a few millimeters above the reference line. The grinding initially focuses on the part near the ricasso, aligning the grinding angle without exceeding the lines of the back and center of the blade. After completing one side, we repeat the process on the other. The desired result is achieved at this stage. We continue grinding the sides of the blade towards the tip, tapering the edge and gradually reducing the thickness towards the tip, known as distal taper. I use a piece of wood to hold the tip of the blade. Before tempering, during this process, the blade temperature is not a concern. We start the file work on the blade, defining the rear line of the ricasso for the guard fit, keeping it perpendicular to the back. The file work is done on a file guide. The goal is to reduce the thickness of the blade tang by about 1 millimeter on each side, forming a recess in relation to the ricasso for the guard fit. Next, we continue reducing the thickness of the tang, making it slightly smaller towards the tip. I carefully measure, ensuring that the tip of the tang is narrower than the part near the ricasso. In the next step, I draw the line between the ricasso and the beginning of the blade, also determining the height of the ricasso. For the negative ricasso, I use a file guide, as detailed in a specific video. After finishing the file work, I proceed to stamp my brand. This is the desired result before tempering. It is important to note that the knife edge is not finalized at this stage, being slightly thicker to reduce warping and the risk of cracks during tempering. For this type of steel, I perform a normalization cycle to refine the molecular structure. After normalization, I heat the blade again for tempering, giving it hardness. Immediately after tempering, I perform tempering to relieve the tensions resulting from the thermal process. With the heat treatment completed, I do the final grinding of the blade. Then, I define the geometry of the blade edge, painting it for better visualization. I use a flexible, unsupported sandpaper. I hope you've enjoyed following along with the process so far. This was the first part of building this hunting knife. In the next video, I'll share the rest of the process, from manual sanding to the finishing touches. Thank you for watching. See you soon.